Today I'm going to show you guys some ways you guys can improve your hi-hats so it could add a different feel to your track. Right now I got this 4-bar loop with some hi-hats that I drew in from this drum kit that I made. If you haven't seen my other tutorial on how to make drum kits, you should go check it out. And it's this hi-hat right here. So I drew these hi-hats in using the piano roll. Sounds like this. Okay, so if you want to change the pitch of your hi-hats, so go like up and down key notes, first thing you want to do is actually just drag the hi-hat out, and to find it you'll just go here and you can just hit the home, and then you'll just search through the folders until you find it, which is this hi-hat. So once you just grab it and just drag it out here, it should be here, and when you play it, it's actually going to be pretty loud, so I might just bring the volume down. So first thing to do to sample is you just want to create a new software instrument. Go here to instruments. You want to scroll down to the EXS24 sampler. Now if you're going to sample kick or anything, you want to put a mono, but in this case I'm going to use stereo. So when it pops up like this, you just want to come to the right here where it says edit, and then this sampler keyboard kind of thing pops up. So what you want to do from here, you want to zoom in, click the hi-hat, grab it, and then just drag it until you see that blue line that was here. That's how you know it's there, and it's pitched. So the key is on C3, and that's where the hi-hat is. If you click the X, it's going to tell you if you want to save it, and you just put save, and then you can name it as anything you want, and that way it will save and you never have to resample those hi-hats, and it'll always be there. Or you don't have to save it and you could just resample it each time you want, but for now I'm not going to save it. So when you sampled it, the main hi-hat's going to be on C3. So I could just grab this, and if you put Alt and grab it and you drag it down, it'll drag it down, or it'll make a copy of it. Yeah. So right now the hi-hats aren't in C3, so they're playing like that. So you just want to move this to C3. You could left click this and transpose the event 12 semitones, and then from here just drag it up, and it's so usually when you draw hi-hats you want to use the brush tool, and that way you just draw everything in like that. But to be honest, no one's trying to hear this. Throughout the whole track, like there's no movements, there's nothing to grab the listener's attention. So a cool thing to do is you could actually just go here to time quantize and click 32 notes, and then just just whatever you're feeling, you can just draw it in. So that way you can just, or if you're not a big fan on pitching your hi-hats, like me personally, I never do it just because I don't really like doing it. So I usually just keep it the same note. So you just draw the hi-hats however you want it, whatever you're feeling. So one way to actually change up your hi-hats, instead of having it the same velocity and right on the grid each time, so it's perfect. What I like to do is I like to humanize the hi-hats. So what you could do is you could just highlight them all, go to functions, go to MIDI transform, and then again go to humanize. You want to click select and operate, and if you zoom in, you can see that the hi-hats, they're not on the grid. They're either a little late, a little early. So when you play it, it sounds different. It might not be that noticeable, but at the end, it really helps knowing the hi-hats aren't on the grid and they're not perfectly timed each and every time. So the next thing you could do is actually just re-highlight them after you humanize them. Go back to MIDI transform and then click random velocity. So this top one is how high it's gonna hit the velocities. 127 is like the max it could go. I usually bring this down to 120, and this one is the lowest. I usually click about 90. You select and operate. So that way it changes the color of it. So the darker it gets, the harder the hi-hat's hitting. So the lighter it is, the less velocity it has, the less hit it has. So you could really hear it, how this one hits harder than this one or this one. So adding that to the hi-hats along with the humanize really gives your hi-hats a different feel. Like a humanize, like if someone's actually playing the hi-hats, which really changes the way the listener hears the hi-hats, where it's not noticeable, but at some point they will hear the harder hi-hats, and it like kind of gets their attention a little more. So the last thing you could actually do to make your hi-hats sound better is add a plugin. It's a stock plugin on Logic. Go to audio effects. It's this one, but if it's not on your recent, you want to go to modulation, and then it's the last one. And just put stereo. So the depth, having it all the way up, it just swings the hi-hats from left to right. I'll play it right now. But you don't really want to do that because then the listener will be focused on the hi-hats. So what I like to do is I just bring it all the way down. Usually, the most I'll ever go is 20. But usually I just keep it less than 20. Just all depends on the song. So the smoothing is how it goes left, right, left, right. So it's at 0, it's just gonna go left, right, quicker. And the smoother you put it, it's just like, as you can see right here, it's kind of like an automation kind of thing. I usually keep it at 100. I don't really mess with this, but if you like this feeling better, then go for it. You can do whatever you want since it's your beat, it's your song. So once you have this on it, it just adds a better feeling to the hi-hats. From going from this. So that's right centered. It's like centered. And if you use this tremolo, it just moves the hi-hats left and right, and it gives it a better feeling. So let's say you finished and you're gonna keep it like this. If you reopen this, if you hit the X, you put save, and then it'll tell you how you want to save it, and it's going to save under the sample instruments. I already have it saved under hi-hats, so for me I'll just go here, and then it'll be under hi-hats, or this one. So that way each time you pull up the sampler, you never have to resample the hi-hats, or you never have to resample what you did. and that way you would always be able to use these hi-hats, and then it's just quicker workflow.